how to protect your assets from Medicaid. That's what we're going to be discussing in today's video. So understand, with the few minutes that we have in this short form video, it would be impossible to go into significant detail as to how to protect your assets from Medicaid. I want to direct you to a free workshop that I have on my website. It's provided multiple times a day where we delve into more detail. But I want to give you kind of some broad strokes to understand how we go about protecting your assets from Medicaid. And there's really two ways to think about it. How do you protect your assets from Medicaid to initially qualify for benefits for people who have too much by way of assets? And then the next question is how to protect your assets from Medicaid being able to go after them after you pass away. That's generally referred to as Medicaid estate recovery. So with the first, how we protect your assets from Medicaid, the idea is there are legal and ethical tools based in state and federal law that allow someone to protect their assets in multiple different ways. Some of them involve special needs trusts. Sometimes it's personal services contracts. Sometimes it's promissory notes, Medicaid compliant annuities. Sometimes it involves real estate. There are these different tools available that, based on state and federal law, we're able to work with people who do not have 5 years to wait and still want to qualify for Medicaid without having to sell their house, without having to go broke first, without having to wait 5 years, okay? For the people who do have 5 years or more to wait, we're typically talking about a Medicaid asset protection trust, where you're intentionally putting assets to a special type of irrevocable trust, where after 5 years, everything in that trust will be invisible as far as Medicaid is concerned, meaning they won't get in the way of determining whether you are or are not eligible. So for people who need Medicaid yesterday, which is most of my clients, they don't have years to wait, we have a certain set of strategies. They all have pros and cons to protect assets from Medicaid. None of it's there's no magic wand solution, but there are some really wonderful ways where what you get is going to far exceed any drawbacks. And then there's people who have 5 years, in which case we're typically talking about a combination of maybe some of the crisis planning tools, and then we're looking at irrevocable trust planning. And then with these tools, we're looking at the other side of the equation, which is how do we make sure that we avoid or drastically minimize Medicaid estate recovery. That's another way. We want to protect assets from Medicaid even after. We want to protect what we've protected, right, from Medicaid being able to go after it after our client passes away. There is something called Medicaid estate recovery. Florida is a more generous estate recovery program than others, and meaning there's more ways compared to other states in the union. We have more and better ways of protecting assets from Medicaid being able to touch them after a client passes away, but even that is sometimes impossible to fully protect it. But again, we're doing this in a way where the cost-benefit analysis of doing this is going to be clear. It's going to be obvious that the client and their family is going to benefit so much more based on the way we're able to protect their assets from Medicaid compared to just privately paying for all this stuff on your own. Now, obviously, if you're wealthy, go ahead, privately pay, right? Then maybe this is going to make sense. But for those, I typically work with people who, if they're within 5 years, if they need Medicaid now, they typically own their house and they have somewhere between $100,000 and maybe $700,000 that we're looking to protect. For those who have 5 years to wait, we're typically working with people who have over $500,000 to several, maybe $1, $2, $3 million worth of assets that they want to protect, but they have 5 years to wait or privately pay for what they need. So how we go about legally and ethically protecting our clients' assets from Medicaid is going to vary with each individual. If you're interested in learning more, please schedule a consultation and we can take a look at your assets and income sources and talk through your specific case and talk through what your needs are now or what your needs will be in the future to tailor a plan for maximizing asset protection tools, maximizing government services that are available to you in always a legal and ethical manner. If you're anywhere in the state of Florida and would like to set up a consultation, please give us a call. I look forward to working with you and serving your family. Thank you. If you enjoyed this, please share the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. I try to deliver significant amounts of free educational, practical information regarding Medicaid planning, estate planning, and probate throughout the state of Florida. Thank you for watching.